the moon thinks he's a star. 5 wives later, he's played too far. Crystal clear lies wrapped in a charm. Slicked back hair, no cause for alarm. He says don't talk, I'm right outside. Camper hooked up, got nothing to hide. Dates all a blur, shadows in the mist. Police got stories, but he just twists. Oh, Edgar with your devilish grin. Words like silk get soaked in sin. You spin the tales while we just stare. Under that mullet, there's nothing fair. Wife number 4, she walked away. Said couldn't handle his twisted play. Edgar just laughed, flicked his bangs. Another tale in his liar's gang. He says he's crystal clear, but we all know beneath the surface lies start to show. Truth and fiction blurring his game. Edgar's the king of shifting blame. Oh, Edgar with your devilish grin. Words like silk get soaked in sin. You spin the tales while we just stare. Under that mullet, there's nothing fair.
Come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun.
Together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low, together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong. Together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. In the night or in the day, girls will light and lead the way. Justin's heart and your support, together we will hold the fort. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold. A mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I'm done, I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like I do. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you bring. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my
Well, how you doing? Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me, my beautiful pearls. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on the internet, anywhere on YouTube. I get confused. Anywhere on YouTube, you have a lot of options. Anywhere on the internet, anywhere in thy world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very, very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is April 9th, 2025. It is currently 8:30 p.m. in the East Coast of the United States. Hello. Love you guys. It's so good to see my beautiful, beautiful pearls. The year is flying by. It really is. We're going to be in May before like school's going to be out. It's going to be summer. How you doing? I'm so ready. So ready. But what was it? It was cool here today. I mean, it was like 50s. Not terrible. Not the best. And day before yesterday, it was cold and it actually there was snow on like, the roof like dusting. There wasn't any on the ground, but thank God. So it usually won't last this long this time of year, but you get a little bit of everything this time of year. Uh So good to see you all. Really, really do appreciate you, my beautiful pearls. We got a lot to talk about today. I do apologize for being a little late in my stream today. I had to go to the dentist today. I didn't get my procedure done, and hopefully I'll be able to get that done pretty soon, in the next week or so. So anyway, we'll get it done one way or another. One way or another. Roxy, that is amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Very generous of you, my dear. Thank you for the best music. And of course, thank you for being you. Thank you, Miss Roxy. I really do appreciate your support and can't do it without you. Thank you for being so lovely as always and just a breath of fresh air. Thank you for being a member, a pearl, an amazing person. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you, my love. Uh, Thank you once again, Miss Roxy. And butterfly kisses and OG. How you doing? Butterfly, 13 months, justice for Sebastian. Amen. Amen. Hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully, that is right. Thank you so much, Butterfly Kisses, for your support. Can't do it without you. Thank you so much, my dear. So good to see you. And we got Miss Sharon. Justin get the late slip. Let's see it. LOL. Justin, to the office, please. You're being paged. Justin, to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for Justin. No one's above a late slip. Not even me. Not even me. So yeah. Okay. Yes, dental drills. Eek. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Um, Justin, I watched the Spirit Box on Josh, the lab, and Crabtree. I was crying laughing. It's hilarious when he changes that mic over and like the Spirit Box says something. He's like, "No, Steven." I'm just falling out too, falling out as well. Couple things coming up. Friday, we're going to be doing a live on Summer Wells. There's been someone that's kind of came out of the woodwork after the last 4 years and who was around there that day, talked to the mother of Summer Wells right after Summer went missing. And we're going to have another creator on here. That's going to be Friday. Friday evening, 8 o'clock Eastern. 8 o'clock Eastern. That's going to be a later one as well. But there we are. Saturday, I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do a fundraiser. It is Autism Awareness Month, and let's do it to give something back in honor of Sebastian and all of the autistic men, women, children out there. And what else? I don't know. I mean, should we do it for autism specifically, or should we do it for like St. Jude's or Shriners? Maybe I'll do a poll. It is, Anna. It is. Um, Maybe I'll do a poll on that, and then we'll talk about that. So, autism, okay, because it's Autism Month, okay. Yeah. Yeah, me and you. Yeah, we can do it. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do it for Autism Speaks. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Maurice. Um, okay, Rachel. Gotcha. Yes, you sure can, niece Marie. So how the fundraisers work, um, where you guys normally donate to me, in the bottom where like the dollar sign, it'll have like two hands, um, and you just send it like you do a super chat or a super sticker, um, and you can do it with your name on it. You can put a message on it. Um, I think you can put a message on it. Um, and it goes straight to whatever charity that we're going to do. And when it does that charity, you instantly get a receipt to your phone. You can enter your phone number. I don't see any of it, not a cent. Um, and yeah, so yeah, right. So yeah, we'll do that as well. Thank you so much, Canadian. That's so generous of you, my dear. Gifting 5 pearl necklaces. Thank you so much, my darling. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, congratulations. It's not every day you get a pearl necklace, you know what I mean? So give our beautiful Canadian cookie a big, big thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. It's very generous of you. Really do appreciate you, Canadian, my dear. Me and you looking beautiful, Justin. Thank you so much. Very kind of you, my love. Really do appreciate you. And we got Hobo coming in clutch at 3 months. Today is my birthday. I got to spend it with you. Thank you for all you do. Love you and Pearl family. Prayers for Friday. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Hobo, all the prayers go to you, my dear. Um, Everything's gonna be fine. Happy birthday to you, my love. Really do appreciate you. So we're gonna do a little bit of kind of everything in this live. Um, oh hey Betty, good to see you. Ginger, yes, yes, best wishes. Um, all right. So first, I wanted to go over a little bit of. Sorry, I thought I heard something. A little bit of some things that the mob crew. Oh, hold on. I need to show you guys. Let me see if they found this young man. It was Riley Reese, Ryle Reese, and that is. Let's see if he was found. I don't see. Maybe he was found. Give me 2 seconds. There was a young man that he's been located. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. There's a young man that was missing, and now he's not. Praise the Lord. So that's always what we want to hear. Always, always, always. All right. So everything we talk about in this live is alleged. Please do your own research. Everyone is innocent until and unless proven guilty in a court of law by a judge or a jury. Consider everything my opinion, and that's that. All right, Mob Crew has been doing exceptional work over there. Let's give it up for Mr. Mob. Good guy. Very good guy. And, you know, Edgar has recently came out again and made bogus, absolutely bogus things, saying that there is no car, that one of the flashlights is someone taking out their trash. When I heard that, my jaw dropped because he knows. He knows that there's a car there. All he has to do is talk to the neighbors. I'm sure police. I wonder. I mean, police have had to talk to them about that. They've had to. They've had to talk to them about that. I'm sure that they brought it up and wanted to, talk to them about it, see their reaction. That was one thing, like, I never expected him to say at all. At all. But here we are. I guess it's a spaceship, Terry. Yeah, guess it's a spaceship. Um, Edgar stories on the light. Uh, Floodlights, trash truck, neighbors with a flashlight carrying trash to the curb. And, his either former speaker or whoever said it was a young guy and a girl. And then it was a construction worker. And then it was someone delivering the paper. And just a bunch of gobbledy goop. Where can I get the iPhone link? They can drop it for you, my dear. Yeah, we see it with our own eyes, number one. Number two, Edgar, go talk to the neighbors. Go shake their hand and say, "Hey, can we talk about that car that was sitting outside of the road in front of your home?" Because when the neighbor first they told the neighbors to go look, they said the neighbor, she was, looking for anything, and then she started looking and she wondered why there was a car that pulled up right in front of her house at 3 a.m. I mean, that's going to make anyone question, like, why the hell is there this car out in the middle of the road at 3 in the morning? And then they get out and walk through a few neighbors' yards, and then two people come back. So it's astonishing to me, to be quite honest with you. So it's not even, it's insanity at this point, to be quite honest with you. All right, let's get it started. Here we go. Credit goes to our friend and yours, Mob Crew.
As well, and I'll show you a little bit more footage.
Oops, maybe I need to slow it down. Slow it down a little bit.
Of Katie driving without it being slowed down, just to show you,
Oops.
car, and basically said the same thing. More or less, the SF said that it was some guy walking his trash can, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So I thought I'd
Absolutely
come back
ridiculous.
to that because there's something in that 3 a.m. video that's very glaring. And also we'll talk about the bus as well, and we'll show you a little bit more footage of Katie.
And not only that, I said this a long time ago. Nobody was noticing this. The lights that kicks on, the motion lights that kicks on at the house where the camera is. Why? Because there's people in the road in a car. That's why. And I've always said, to me, it tells me, in my opinion at least, a lot that Edgar now says that there's no car and that there's a neighbor that came out with the trash. And I mean, I don't even know where to start with this, to be honest with you. Because anybody, like especially Edgar, who obviously is, anybody even talking about looking for Sebastian or anything, he's right in their comment section typing 90 miles an hour. Exactly. I mean, it is 100% a car there. There is 100% 2 people there.
Driving without it being slowed down, just to show you, just how vigilant she was looking for Sebastian. So let's get into it, guys. So yeah, let's listen to this first part. This is
right, Mama Cedar.
Crispy. Just a short clip talking about searching for Sebastian.
And it's interesting. Edgar, he won't speak to people like Deception Detective, myself, anyone that might ask him the hard questions, the really hard questions, and then do a follow-up question to that hard question. Like when he was in your chat and asked KP when you had Smiley, Josh, and Trevor on your panel. Yep, there's that one too. Yep.
Sebastian.
My friends laughed at me for buying this, and now they ask me where I got this.
Oh, hold on. I need to take it off to the commercials here. Bear with me. I need to find where we was. Okay, right here. I think it is.
Stuff that's going to be released here tonight. But yeah, I do. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, compared to Wednesday, I probably shouldn't even have gone live, but I hate when I'm not making content for people. So, all right, let's get into it. So the first thing, and we'll get to the thumbnail in a minute, but the first thing I wanted to touch on. So the main things is, of course, Crispy has been making the rounds on YouTube. Of course, I think they'd have a better, it'd be nice if they were actually spending more time maybe putting out flyers, and I don't know, but I guess YouTube.
Well, have they ever put out flyers? Have they ever even searched other than maybe a camera op? But that's it.
It's more important to them. But so, and unfortunately, I don't have time to listen.
People said he's doing is he doing like voiceovers or something?
So like 10-hour live shows. I don't know how some of these people do it. I'm not throwing shade at them, but I don't know how they do it. Hour and a half is plenty for me. But anyway, so there's some things that I heard Chris talk.
Oh, Mohawk. Speaking of skirt, 2 things. First, let me just speaking of skirt. Number 1. Number 2, the skirting that he said that he and this Jeff was going to put on his camper, his fifth wheel that night, if he was there almost the entire month of February, right? Why didn't he put the skirting on when he got there? Why didn't he? Edgar, why did you not put your skirt on the 1st of February? You would more likely put it on the 1st of February, the first week of February, when you got there. That's when you set up everything, right? That's what makes sense. Then you would put it on the end of February, close to the 1st of March. Skirting would be put on within days, in my opinion. Not only that, but to put the skirting on takes a long time to do. It's a big job. Even with the temporary skirting we was looking at it the other night. Why wouldn't he do that? It's a big job. And if he was fixing a car that day, I don't believe that more than the man in the moon, personally, because he won't say what he did on Sunday or anything. Yes, my friend has a motorhome and it takes a while to put up the skirting. Yep. Several hours.
Talking about, and it just bugged ever living shit out of me because it doesn't make sense to what I've experienced. So I'm going to share this. Then we have the Dateline. I'm sure a lot of you that have followed this case probably heard the Dateline. It came out a couple days ago. We'll touch on a little bit of that, and then of course the thumbnail. We'll kind of talk about that because of course I think right after I went live, I think Chris talked about, and I'm not sure which channel. I don't know if it was her channel or Queen Bee's. Maybe someone in chat could tell me. But apparently, he said that there was no 3 a.m. car, and basically said the same thing. More or less, the SF said that it was some guy walking his truck.
Good question. I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, this is the thing. From around let's say the 5th of February, which you had to have been home, in my opinion, between the 5th and the 25th, because you had the parent-teacher conference as well. But between, let's say, February 5th and the 25th, I'm sure it got freezing. I'm sure it got freezing in Tennessee sometime in February. Did your pipes freeze then?
Trash can, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So I thought I'd come back to that because there's something in that 3 a.m. video that's very glaring, and also we'll talk about the bus as well, and I'll show you a little bit more footage of Katie driving without it being slowed down, just to show you, just how vigilant she was looking for Sebastian. So let's get into it, guys. So yeah, let's listen to this first part. This is Crispy. Just a short clip talking about searching for Sebastian.
You guys keep asking about the ground penetrating radar and stuff like that. I can tell you guys, I've told you this once before, but Chris and Katie are dedicated to finding their son, right? They do things in the background. They don't need to come out here, get in the spotlight, get ass pats and attaboys and pats on the head. I can 100% assure you. And let me tell you, the stuff that they're doing, it's not free, right? The legitimate search things are being done.
And for those that have been with me know that I've gone out and searched in multiple cases. Now, I don't claim to be no expert in searching or an organized, but I've been involved. I've worked with Texas EchoSearch in the Dylan Rounds case. I've seen how they do things. We searched for Dylan Rounds a bunch of times, and then of course more recently with the Aiden Clune case, where we'll talk about that here in a minute, where we actually found his shoes. And so I've been
Miss Carmelita, thank you so much for celebrating our year. Please don't give us the autism speak. Why? Send me a thing. Why? I'll look up about the charity. I'll look it up about it. We'll see which one. I'd like to hear your opinion on it. Thank you so much for a year. Thank you, Sherry Lynn, for gifting a pearl necklace. Really do appreciate you, Miss Sherry Lynn. You received that pearl necklace. Make sure you give our Sherry Lynn a big thank you. Sherry lady.
been involved in these organized searches, right? Slightly more on the professional side, but more on the just kind of independent, And so I have a little bit of experience. And so let's hear what Chris has to say about this, which just makes me sick.
On their dime, right?
Soulshine for Jesus says, I have a Park model fifth wheel with a tip out. It's like a little home. I put it up when I'm staying for a few months. My other fifth wheel is an all season, and those do not have skirts. Pipes are protected. Interesting, my dear. I would like to know if, yeah, did he ever get that skirting? No, let's talk about this. He never got that skirting up. He never got that skirting up because you know what? He went there and spent the night. And he's not going to have time to take that skirting out. He's not going to have time to take that skirting out. And he says he was alone. There was two people, Edgar. Two people with you that evening. Two people with you that evening, Edgar. Weren't there? Sure enough was. And do. Thank you, Mini Panthers. Good to see you, love. Maybe do a fundraiser for chromosome deletion research in Sebastian's name. Might be able to do that. I'll see what all the options are. We'll see what all the options are. I'll look. He can't count that high, Justin. Probably, Leslie. Probably. So there's that.
And so this is the only known photo that I know of them that actually, when they were allegedly searched, this was a picture where SF was flying his drone, and it looks like they stopped to take a selfie at the end, which to me, I've been out with the family, and further on in this interview, again, I'm only playing 2 minutes, but they even go on to talk about, well, yeah, you don't have, when you're out there searching, it doesn't always have to be honky dory or negative. I mean, the opposite. And I agree. Like, when you're out there searching, yeah, you kind of, loosen up. But again, to like stop and take a picture with the missing parents and stuff, I've never done that. I can't imagine asking Amy or Candace, why I'm flying my drone as it comes back. Hey, you want to take a selfie as it's coming back? It's still more on the serious side, even though, again, when we're out in the searches, things loosen up, because you're out there for hours and hours, depending on the search and everything. But again, the way that they're making this sound, again,
well, no, Cat B, it wouldn't. It doesn't show that, and I'll tell you why. Remember, Edgar was there before Sebastian went missing, right? He went there the 1st of February, and his camper or his fifth wheel was there until what, the 25th, 26th. It was there till like the 27th or the 28th. I can't remember. I think the 28th of February. And then he brought it home. So after he brought it home, now, mind you, if that skirting was on, he would have had to remove all of that skirting and all that night, right? So, first of all, he couldn't have done it alone. Couldn't have done it alone, number one. And number two, when we found out they went back and I got the first pictures, actually, of them down there. That is, there was no skirting on or anything because they just can't unsee if you can. Justin, read Castle's chat. Where is Castle? Up in here, up in here. Have a Montana fifth wheel. They come with underbelly hearing, so tanks don't freeze. No need for skirting. Montana fifth wheel. Okay. Fifth wheel. Let me see here. It says you would only need skirting if you are in sub-freezing temperatures for days or weeks at a time. They're definitely not in sub-zero temperature. So that's another good point. That's a good point. Very good point. Go to RV park. I bet you wouldn't see a fifth wheel there skirting. Yeah. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt that. Very good point. No way they're dressed for searching. Doesn't look like it. I mean, Edgar and KK, of course. I don't think Clue's going out
There's only
there.
been one known photo. I would really love to know how much time they've actually spent searching and how many flyers they've actually handed out. I would love to know that. So let's hear Chris, what he says, because this bugs ever leaving hell out of me.
They are not stopping the search for their son. Period. Will you hear about it on the internet? No, you won't.
Yeah, and unfortunately, no. I mean, she's very correct. We're not going to come out in the public and videotape and start posting on everything that we have done and are currently involved with or have planned. One, it just, if you publicize it, then too many people get involved, and more people just tend to get in the way.
Boy, that's a comfortable excuse, isn't it? I've never, ever heard of a parent saying, yeah, we don't want people getting involved. What kind of sense does that make? I didn't even know he said this, to be honest with you. Wow. Yep, just an excuse. At the bike shop, at the beach.
For certain things, and it's just not.
No. That's so ass backwards. In my experience, anyway. The more, the better. Now, if you got like 100 people and you don't have enough people that are, like spread them into little groups, or you don't have it like, organized well. Yeah, that could be an issue. But no, I mean, with the amount of,
you're talking about two people that has never even went to an event that was held for Sebastian. Anyone could go. didn't even go to their neighbors. Perhaps Gallatin. Perhaps.
Publicity that this case has compared to a case like Aiden Clune, where I literally just got done speaking with Amy, his mother, for those that are familiar with this case, would, you know, I feel so bad because they would die to have this kind of publicity, you know, for Aiden's case,
Bingo.
you know, because I'm sure people would go out and search for Sebastian because we know how much of a following they have on, you know, on the other side. So people would go out, and it just, what he's saying here makes zero sense from my experience. Again, I'm not an expert, but it sounds
You're exactly right. I see you. Even Don and Candace Wells. Even Don and Candace Wells went to vigils for Summer Wells. Let that sink in. If you're familiar with Summer Wells' case, Don and Candace Wells. Oh my God. Never seen anything like it. Just, oh, thank you, Hatters. Hey, Rhonda. Thank you, baby. Good to see you, honey. Really do appreciate you. Good to see you, Miss Rhonda. Thank you so much, my dear, helping us get closer to our goal. Really do appreciate you, my love. Thank you so much for your support, Miss Rhonda. Just remember the very first search, they were at our local barbecue joint enjoying a dinner while we were out searching. There was a picture. Yep, sure do. Sure do. That's the first time we see the watch on KK. I believe that was May? Something like that. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, May, June, something like that. It's crazy. Candace and the boys walked in the Kingsport Fun Fest parade with a huge banner with the picture on it, and I definitely don't think Candace is innocent in any way. I agree, Grace. I agree. Well, and you know, I give credit where credit's due. Just give credit where credit's due. Doesn't matter if you like the person or not. You see, whenever we tend to not care for a person, we tend to dog them more, if you will. But give credit where credit's due, right? Like I always say, Edgar and KK, they're hardworking people, uh, and all of that. But even Candace, what was it, a year or two ago, she was there. I mean, she didn't set the stuff up or anything, but she attended the festival and sat at the tent for Summer being missing and other missing kids. Give credit where credit's due, right? I give KK and Edgar the credit for doing these recent interviews. Good for them. Good for them. But what else have you done? I don't know anyone who would go sit in a fifth wheel, pinned up in a fifth wheel, 3.5 hours away, while people are literally out in the woods searching for your child. I guarantee you, Seth wasn't in the house chilling. And especially, you heard, what's his face? Jeff. He said, we gave Edgar several weeks off, 6-7 weeks off, till we could put him in another place. So while they were down there, they knew nobody was going back to work there. Remember, never went back to work there. Never went back to work there. Y'all were down there because y'all were down there. That's just it. Nothing else. You weren't going back to work at all down there. So what other reason were you down there? Well, people do things that are most comfortable for them. Right? And in my opinion, the reason they went down there is because, in my opinion, they were away from it. That's true, Rita. Justin, has anyone heard from Silver on the scene? I'm getting worried about them. I have not. I will get in contact with Silver and see if Silver's okay. Lady, you get out of the bushes. Get out of the bushes, girl. It's springtime. The closet's too small and it's too dark to decorate. Get out, honey. Nothing like a mini vacation, in my opinion. Yeah, right? So that makes you wonder. That makes you wonder, right? If you know you're not going back to work and you're down there and other people are 3.5 hours away looking for Sebastian, and Sebastian could potentially come home, but you left stuff out on the porch, non-perishable drinks and a blanket or something. So you couldn't pry me. You could not pry me from my house. People, there is parents out there who will never move because that is the last place their child knew. Right, CT, exactly.
So shady. And then the next thing he says really is just stupid.
Conducive to what needs to be done, unfortunately. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not an organizer. I'm not going to sit here and organize a 500 person.
Yeah, well, neither was Amy, but you know what? She had to do it because you know what? She's a mother and she has a missing son. Same with Candace. She had to do the same goddamn thing in Dylan Round's case. All the mothers that have a missing child that weren't found.
Damn, Mob. Good boy. How you doing? Yeah.
Not possible because that area is not visible in the footage. My ass. As for the lights, we will leave for that everyone to decide on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because it's nonsense. It is ridiculous to make an excuse like Edgar just did. That's ridiculous.
Had to go organize their search unless they're lucky enough to have somebody that's helping them. But usually it's the family.
You know what? If you don't want to search or do anything, just say, I don't want to. Don't want to. And then it is what it is. But the excuses.
So this really disturbs me. It really shows me that they have no experience in organizing shit, which is a huge red flag in my opinion. And then let's listen to more what he says.
Search party line us up in a line and start marching through fields. I can't because one, there's a lot of legal issues.
What in the hell is with Chris and legal issues? That is like the biggest go-to for him and the biggest red flag. There, unless you're searching on private property, which all you're going to do in the beginning is you're going to go before you do your search. As you can see, I have Amy. This is this year. This is the search. We'll talk about Aiden for just a minute here, in just to kind of tie it all together here. But these legal issues as such a cop out term. Again, unless you're searching like somebody's farm or something. A lot of that wooded area, I don't know how much is private property or public, but it does. All it takes is a phone call, right? You just call somebody, hey, do you mind if we search your property? We have a missing child. Usually, most people are more than happy to help.
Exactly. Exactly. This bullshit of, oh, we need to, call the county and call the assessor and call this and call that and all this red tape. Hello? Yes, my son is missing in the area. My stepson is missing in the area. Would you be so gracious and can I look? That's all. We won't hurt anything. That's it. They'll be like, well, absolutely. Absolutely. Come on. Absolute bullshit.
To me, this is all just BS, and these people buy it, and it's disgusting. Yeah, I'm serving it up Siceby because we have this search coming up, and again, I've been involved in searches, and it just pisses the hell out of me with how much he feeds these people, and they just buy it, and it's nonsense.
Yep.
So let me back this up just a little bit, and I do apologize for the language. Again, it just makes me so mad because this is just excuses, literally excuses.
Party line us up in a line and start marching through fields. I can't because one, there's a lot of legal issues. There's a lot of health issues. You got to have certain things in place.
There's always
health issues. Health issues. What? Your cankles? What the fuck? I mean, what is he talking about? Health issues. What the hell does that mean? Listen, people who want an excuse will always find an excuse. What? I mean, it's bullshit. Yes, Mr. Pervy excuse.
These health issues. We go out hiking, with Aiden Clune, he's out in the middle of the desert, and during the day, if, when you're searching in May, it gets very hot. But you know what, as in all searches, you take precautions, and again, nothing's, you're not signing contracts, but, you're just doing your due diligence,
I don't know what
water, the basic necessities. But again, you can tell he's clearly has no idea what he's talking about, which tells me that they don't organize shit.
And it's just not something that we are equipped to do. But trust me, we do appreciate everybody looking. If you want to go out there and look on your own.
Whenever there was a possible sighting of Sebastian in North Carolina, Edgar said, nope. KK said, I don't know. Seth said, I'm going to go find out. They didn't go to you. Listen, if there was a possible sighting a state over, vroom, mother chucker, vroom. I went there. When there was a possible sighting when Sebastian first went missing on Facebook, someone said they thought they saw him walking. It was not a confirmed sighting. We found out later. But KK responded. How did she say? She said something like to the effect of, was he Mohawk? You probably remember. Was he wearing shoes, or was he in this, or was it not? Where is he? Not where is he? Did you call 911? I'm on my way. None of that. I've got the message somewhere. Did he have shoes on? Yeah. Did he have shoes on? I don't give a fuck if he has shoes on at that point. Where is he? Where did you see him? Did you call? Who cares if he had shoes on? Where was he? Yeah. Did he say anything? Did he have shoes on? Something like that. The $1 million question is how and why. And you know what? That's the $1 million question for us as well. Because he didn't go out on his own. This is a criminal investigation. It is a criminal investigation. I have an email from the detective who was on the case for over a year. The detective said, well, what makes sense to you? What makes sense to you? That's what the detective said. It doesn't make sense to say that he walked out when you don't know if he walked out if you were asleep. How would you know? Number one. How would you know? There was nothing of him being seen anywhere. Nothing. No shoe print, no footprint, no article of clothing, not being seen on camera. No sightings. In the neighborhood, nothing. Edgar, Justin, I sent you an email where Edgar said that will make you very mad. It did me. Let me see if I can find that, Rose.
Please be safe.
Yeah, that's better. Have everybody out looking on their own. So then they start double tracking over the same areas that somebody else had tracked over instead of organizing searches where then you run there's an app, say called Topo. It's one of the bigger ones. Even law enforcement uses it. That way the public can use it as well. And it's basically just a GPS on your phone. It's an app. And again, it's one of them that they use for searches. There's another one, I forget the name off the top of my head, but Catalpa is the big one. And yeah, you basically have that app running. And so when you're searching, you do your grids, and then that's locked in and it's tied to that, and it's always there. So
Rose, when did you send it? When did you send it? Thank you so much, Amber. Really do appreciate you. I still think the dog would have woken up if they tried to leave on his own. Absolutely. I have a little video clip of the dogs going crazy while just Edgar and KK are there, barking their heads off. Edgar says, sorry, these dogs are going crazy. Got two little ankle biters here. Come on. Exactly, Amber. Exactly. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate you, my friend. Oh, thank you, Valerie. Thank you so much, dear. 7 months. How you doing? Hi, Justin. Soon I'll be passing out flyers for Sebastian in Wyoming, where I live. Thank you so much, Valerie. Let's give it up for Valerie. Thank you so much, my friend. Really do appreciate that. And thank you for being a member here on the channel for 7 months. Really do appreciate that. Can't do it without you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Dogs wild in interview. Shh. Yeah, even in the interview, they're like, shh. I mean, they're Yorkies. A gnat can queef and they're going to bark. It's just the way the little dogs are. Yorkies, any little dog, Yorkies, Pomeranians, pugs, all of them. Anything happens, they bark. Just the way it is. and I'd put money on it. Those ankle biters were in their crates during the interview. Yeah.
If anybody else goes out and searches, you can see where they have searched, and you start building a map. Basically, what we're going to look at here in a little bit. But anyway, it's what we used in Aiden Clune's case, and it's very, it's very resourceful. But then when you just have independent, which is fine. Again, shout out to Silver's on the scene, because I think he's about the only person, next to Seth that's actually trying to go out there and search. I know there's probably others, but Silver's comes to mind. But again, a more organized search, you're going to get more ground, more, productivity. But yeah, what he's saying makes no sense. And it's just so frustrating. And nothing like wait until a year later to talk about all this stuff and do these interviews. It's done. It's stupid. Yeah, great for grid searching too. Yeah, exactly. And that's the huge thing, right? Because if you just got a bunch of independent people wandering around, they may double over what they have done. Not to say it's not a bad thing, because sometimes people do find or miss things, but
if you see something of interest, take pictures.
You can tell that they've had no experience organizing searches. So that tells me they don't have the will. Not what I've experienced with Amy Clune and their family, and with Dylan Round's family, Candace and them. They were always organizing searches, sometimes independently. Again, yes, there are private searches, but there's other times where they're just like this. You got flyers, and then you meet up, you talk about the dangers, and just it's basic common sense logic. Anyway, I apologize, I'm a little feisty, but it's tough, because I just spoke with Amy, and it's just like, now listening to Chris talk about this, and it bugs me really bad.
Oh my God!
Local law enforcement, whatever.
So the one thing I wanted to do, and then we'll, like I said, we're going to get more into Sebastian. I'm only going to go for an hour, because there's some other stuff that's going to be coming out later tonight. Not in this case, another case. We'll talk about that. So this is Aiden Clune. Again, I know I have a lot of new people. If you're not familiar with what I did last year, just a short recap. This poor teenager went missing 2022 in April. Believe possible maybe some mental health issues, paranoia. We not 100%, but long story short, unfortunately, he drove from California. He came here into Utah, and then he was going to stay with some grandparents, and then he was, just not in his right mind, unfortunately. And then he drove into Wells, Nevada, which is, west of us, the border. And then from there, he spent a night in a hotel, woke up early in the morning, drove south, and he ended up pulling his truck over in the morning off the side of this freeway in the middle of nowhere. And there's what's Cherry Creek Mountain Range, and he just got out of his truck and just wandered right off into the desert, never to be seen again. They did not massive searches, nothing like Sebastian Rogers, not even close. But they did do some searching. They did find his footprints. They kind of tracked him into this heavily wooded area. And but they never, other than finding some footprints, they never found any clothing, nothing. Fast forward 2 years later, last year we went out there. We've gone almost every year with the family, and I hope to this year as well. And we ended up, so I wanted to go right back to the beginning, and so we went. I got the FOIA report, and God, it's huge. And anyway, long story short, we ended up finding his shoes, and I have the video of that. I'll play that here, just kind of show you the tone of what it was like. But again, we'll get back into Sebastian, but I just want.
Okay, sorry, I thought I found it. 1 second.
Let's say if anybody wants to donate, there is 3 QR codes at the bottom right. Now, I usually don't do GoFundMe's, but this is the one special case where I would show GoFundMe, because I know it's going to be put to good use, because they always deliver. They always go out and search. They always put that money towards the search and for the people that are searching, food, snacks, whatever. So I would ask if anybody was possibly going to donate or anything to this channel, please consider maybe, sharing the GoFundMe, because I promise you it will go to the proper resources. So I apologize, it's a little small. It's trying to zoom in there. I'll try to see if I can get the link so you guys can go to it. But again, if anybody would like to share, that'd be awesome. If anyone wants to email or participate, it's going to be May 31st through June 1st, which is, I think, a weekend. I think it's a Saturday and a Sunday. but I think they'll be out there Friday. So, but anyway, it would mean the world because again, we went out there. We started from the beginning last year, and we found his shoes. We thought for sure we were going to stumble across him. It was really tough. It was very emotional. And here's a part of that. And then we'll get back into Sebastian. But there's the QR codes. Maybe that's a little bit better. Yes, Bliss. That's a great question. Yes, let me write that down. I will do that. Thank you, Bliss, for thinking about that. I really appreciate that. And Jess, thank you so much always for your support and gift and mob crew membership. God bless. Foots and socks. No way will anyone search their place. Yeah, the quote, right? Yeah, unbelievable. But listening to him talk, just that scared the shit out of me because that just tells me it's like they haven't been organizing searches, and that tells me they don't have the will or want. And if you don't have the will or want, then you probably, you don't go looking for something if it's not missing, right? So yeah, huge red flag. Again, I could have probably took more of, but again, I can't listen to 10 hours of live. I just can't. I guess Chris has the time, instead of, handing out flyers or, thanking people. So here's just this quick clip. I was going to play it a little longer, but again, I'm kind of on a time crunch. But here's me when we literally found the shoes, and you can hear, the concern in my voice because we thought any minute we were going to stumble across remains. Down. Oh, shoes. Do you think he fell and hurt?
Yes.
Yeah.
If he took his shoes off, definitely.
No, I don't think
He's right here close somewhere, Chris, within 500 feet.
I think he might have fell.
He didn't go far without his shoes.
His shoe was like that.
Yes, and that one was
that
just
one's
like that,
down.
just like I saw it.
So as you can hear my breathing, and I'm like, holy shit. Because like I said, nothing of his has ever been found until we, started at the beginning. And again, if I had more time, I'd explain, there are videos how we kind of figured out where he was likely at. But you can hear my voice. Literally, we found the shoes, and then I turned on my GoPro because we searched for like 6 to 8 hours at a time, and my GoPro only lasts about like 2 hours. So I'll usually kick it on, periodically. And we had just literally got out of the truck. I mean, we had just started searching, and this was one of his last known locations that was allegedly searched fairly well, but apparently not well enough. And I agree, and I can understand how they could have missed it because it's on this really steep slant. But what's hard to see is one of his shoes is down here. And it looked like and it's hard to see from this camera angle, but we're on a really steep slope. And
I'll find it next time, though. I'll find it next time. I can't find it. I was looking for it. Thank you so much, Amber. I still think the dog should have woken up. Yeah, sorry, that's what I was looking for. Thank you so much again, Amber. Thank you, Brandy and Indy. 6 months. How you been, darling? Justice for Sebastian. Thank you so much for your support, my love. Really do appreciate you. I've got a clip of Edgar talking about the little ankle biters, and I just don't know what the hell I did with it, to be honest with you. It's around here somewhere, but he's bitching about the dogs when he's doing that. So the little ankle biters are yapping, and they're here somewhere, but I'll find them eventually. I think it's not it. Okay. This bothers me when I can't find something. Maybe that's it. 2 seconds. Nope, that's not it. He's bitching. I thought it was. I swore it was on one of these. Okay, let me just finish this little part. Let me find it here. Right here.
Touch on this other thing. I'm sure a little bit of the stuff. I know you guys have probably, if you're watching other channels, probably seen this talked about, but the America's Most Wanted, they did interview Seth, and then of course Seth did the interview at his home, so they saw they went in and took video of his bedroom. But then what did the Proud Feet do? What did the Proud Feet do?
Nothing.
days, basically. Yeah. So
Sorry, just lining this up real quick. So let's see what Chris and Katie had to say. Well, Chris anyway, because of course, Katie, I guess she can't talk, right?
yeah, so it was filmed in two different like segments or days, basically.
Right, right.
They came
Maybe
in
you guys at home or like
Yeah.
in an office setting.
Ours is not inside of our house. Ours is in a different area.
Why?
I won't disclose the area. Just
No, you don't have to. I'm just
So for context,
Well, he went to. They went to. I can't remember Goodlettsville, I think it was. They went all the way to another town to film for America's Most Wanted. Seth opened up his home. He opened up his home. He won't disclose that area. We went to Goodlettsville. You rode together, allegedly, we'll just say, to keep it PG. They went to Goodlettsville. They rode together, which they allegedly, rarely ever do, ride together. So there's that.
for everybody doesn't know, because it kind of cuts right into it, but Queen Bee is asking him, about the America's Most Wanted interview, and of course, we knew, just like I said, Seth did his at his home, but with Chris, it was not the. Here's him explaining, what they did.
same with when he was explaining that they were in the bedroom. I thought, well, they must have done this in home or something,
it was a personal choice.
Oh, nice.
And that is just, it's something that Katie and I talked about, and we decided on other things for various reasons, and
I think that's
why, but I mean, the way it was done, it was very tasteful. It's very professional.
That's awesome.
And I think Seth, from what I've heard, Seth did a great job too. But I mean, we won't see it. We will see it when everybody else sees it. It's not an early release to us.
So I find that interesting. And another red flag. Why wouldn't they let them in their home? What do they have to hide? And why wouldn't they want to show the bedroom? We know a lot of mothers, and the ones that I've spoken to, memorialize their children. The one that's missing, memorialize.
I have heard that bedroom has been cleaned. It is spotless. Spotless. And you know what? That's just the way Edgar wanted it. Spotless. And if he didn't, he would throw his shit out. Not only that, he would make him carry his stuff out and throw it away. I've never heard of a human being throwing someone's stuff out because they didn't pick it up in their room. Yep, Mohawk. Bingo. Bingo. Wonder if that room has changed any. Wonder if it's changed any. Yep, Lorraine. Bingo. It's a good question. Seth opened up his home. At least we know Sebastian has one bedroom available if he is found.
Their bedrooms, don't touch a thing. Just like in Seth's case, he had said like he had Sebastian's laptop like in the kitchen and hasn't moved since Sebastian put it there. Just because that's typically how we usually see in previous cases where the parents are innocent and are obviously grieving, and they, are memorializing. I'm not sure how to actually word that, but but yet they wouldn't show that. They're not going to show inside the bedroom. And the only thing I want to touch on this is, and Seth is already, people have already talked about it, so it's not like I'm kind of breaking anything. But when Seth came into the home that morning, he said the first thing he knows next to the shoes is that it was really clean. Yeah, just think about that in the pause. If it was really clean, then was it clean before? Does Katie have, or maybe Chris, not the cleanest? Just keep that in mind. Loxy, you had a hard time knowing when you could potentially come across the body. Yeah, but I criticize parents who don't want to go through that with their own child. Well, how are you going to find them? I mean, I understand a little bit of that, but they want closure. Trust me, they want closure. The ones that are actually like, are concerned about their missing child, they want closure. And I guarantee you, they have to prepare for that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, what do you guys think? I know I'm sure you guys have already heard this part, but huge red flag. There's even rumors that possibly the carpet was changed. Again, that's rumor. I have no idea if that's true or not. But again, that's just such a huge red flag. I mean, you're just going to go do an interview, some independent place besides the home. I hope to God they do some research in that America's Most Wanted. I really do. Yeah, I've heard. I don't know if it was a cleaning company. Yeah, I've heard a few different things. Again, we do speculate, but I don't.
So we were told sometime at the end of April.
So that's when it's allegedly coming out. Okay, moving on to the next thing.
This is what we're here for.
But
right here. We're gonna get to this.
Reading chat here. Today, again, I'm not talking about legal issues. Him and that damn term legal issues. It's pathetic.
Edgar's go-to. I have one question, and I wish someone that talks to Edgar would ask him one question, and it's not really anything. I just want to hear what he says. What has he learned since Sebastian has went missing? And it's very generic, if you will, but it's a very important question. And I would just love to hear like a creator ask them that and have it recorded. What has he learned? And I would love to hear his answer for a specific reason.
Anyway, moving on. As someone who has been out and searched and know that it's not hard to, because a lot of that area is heavily wooded area. I'm sure not all that is private property. I'm sure a lot of that is open, whatever, I'm sure there's probably a few farms or something that it is a phone call. But anyway, moving on to the next thing. So getting into the
yeah, guys, this is what Edgar says, the no car, but there's a car there. Headlights, taillights kick on. Motion detection light kicks on. 2 flashlights out there. On camera. And this is the thing, Edgar. They have the car going up the street, turning around, coming back down. There's more than one camera on that road, dude. I mean, at this point, are you just trying to just have your people believe you on that? Like, are you just trying to pacify them with that? Like, I don't understand, Edgar, on that one. I really don't. I didn't think I would hear that out of him. Never did. I let me tell you something. Every neighbor that heard Edgar say that, when he said that, fell out of their chair. Oh, he was totally gaslighting Brandy. Yeah, be in Florida. I have a picture of where every camera is in that neighborhood. So, I mean, I know I've talked to some of the neighbors. I know Mob Crew has talked to some of the neighbors, and I know some of the neighbor. Well, probably all the neighbors watch, to be quite honest with you. And just gobsmacked when he said that. Do you think AMW will talk about the lights? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Don't know. That's interesting, though. We'll find out.
Thumbnail. So as you guys probably have heard, Chris has gone back and said that there's no 3 a.m. car, and he's kind of doubled down on the proud or the SF, theory that is this guy that was walking his trash can down the damn driveway, which I find fascinating because yet there's 2 lights that are moving, yet they never address what the other light is. Not to mention, they don't even address the big elephant in the room, the big giant 2 lights or the big light source, on video 2, which is likely the car. They didn't even address that, but they stick with the 2.
Yep, that is true, Jason. The neighbors in the back of their yard, it can see part of the backyard in their backyard. Yes. You can't see more down toward, like, if you're looking at it, you can't see more down toward the left, like where the porch and stuff is, more down toward there. But yeah, that's absolutely true.
Little lights in the background, but I find it funny that SF and basically Chris just kind of reiterates that, oh well, this is this right here, and I know it's small. I tried to put it bigger up here, but
Bingo, C-Star. What they ignore is what's important. You very good comment. Yeah. That is one of the biggest inconveniences for them, right? Also, the one light going back to the house. Absolutely. Yeah. And you if you look, if you look from, the camera there, right here, we're seeing there's a house here before you get to Edgar and KK's house, and then there's Edgar and KK's house. And then they have Edgar and KK has a house behind them, another house, and another house. Tell me, Edgar, which, you know what? That's what I want to do. Let's look at this buffoonery that this mother chicken says. Look at this. I'm absolutely embarrassed for him at this point for saying this. Look at this, guys. I'm actually embarrassed for him for this. Because you can't unring a bell. Okay? Oh, crap. All right. So Edgar says one of these neighbors are taking out the trash. Right? And he claims that they have admitted, came forward and about taking out the trash. No, they haven't. Now, Edgar, please enlighten us on where they would be, first of all, taking out the trash to. Here is the home where Sebastian went missing from. It's obviously not this house, right? Second of all, it's obviously not this house, and there's only 2 more houses right there. And number 2, why would they be out in the backyard at 3 a.m. wheeling a fucking trash can around in their yard? He also said it was a neighbor looking for their cat. Now, I have a joke for that one. I was going to say it could have been a neighbor looking for some kitty. But not that night, Edgar. Not that night. Maybe the house behind you. But not that night, Edgar. Let's go. Let's looky here. Edgar says that it was someone taking their trash out. Well, look at their trash can right there. There's their trash can. Let's see here. There's their trash can. And this is blurred. But their trash can is beside the house too. So, Edgar, try again. Try again. What's your new excuse coming? What are you gonna say then? What's the new excuse? House behind them have a fenced-in yard. Yep. Right. Exactly. Exactly, Joni. Hey, Chronicles. If SF saying they took out the trash and a car was leaving, or just the neighbor was taking out the trash because his partners might have slipped yesterday. Is SF saying that they took out the trash and no. SF said that which story did he say first? He said it was a guy and a young couple. And then he said it was a construction worker. Then he said it was paper delivery. What else did he say, Mohawk? What did they say, Chronicles? Was the garbage picked up before the 911 call? Yes, sure was, Robin. In fact, the trash leaves KK in their home. You know what? I find that interesting. Hold on a second. Mohawk. What time was the trash at KK and Edgar's house? What time was that? Oh, man. What time was it? 5:50 or something? No, they picked the trash up and then she left. No, I'm not talking about when it was in the neighborhood. I'm talking about when it was across the street. When it was actually picking their trash up. Their trash. I want to hear what Chronicles has to say too. Imager said 6:19. Huh. I thought it was like 5:50 or something like that. No, it's not. 5:15 is when it entered the neighborhood. What was the time it was across the street? And we see the trash truck across the street. SF said people talked to the neighbor, though. The same people said yesterday that they talked to the person who had the camera and the lights were the people leaving for work. Huh? SF said people talk to the neighbor, though. Well, who's these people? Inquiring minds would love to know, Chronicles, because I talk to a lot of people in that neighborhood. Well, not a lot, but I talk to people in that neighborhood and have for some time. And nobody, and I mean nobody, said that there was trash, it was them taking out the trash or anything. The same people said yesterday they talked to the person who had the camera and the lights where the people leaving for work. Okay. So are you saying, Chronicles, let me just say this. You mean this camera? Someone is saying that they talked to these people in this house with this camera? Is that what you mean? And they were saying that this car right here was someone going to work? Is that what you mean by that? Because there are creators that has spoken a little bit to that house. Yes, that is true. But either the neighbor is lying to them or they're lying if they're saying that it was someone going to work and that there's this trash thing. Promise. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Mm-mm. Nope. I think the creators are lying, but that's me. I will get the clips together. Yeah, I would love to see that. Yes, please. Please, please, please. That would be great. Let me tell you something. Everyone in that neighborhood, if they are, at least comfortable with you, I would suppose, will tell you. Nobody has came out and said that was them going to work. Matter of fact, let's just talk about this. Who pulls up through here, goes all the way up, turns around, goes up here, right? And then backs out and then goes back here and then leaves the neighborhood. Who does that? Now, just let this make sense. Because these neighbors right here, whenever they were looking at the camera, when the police asked them to look at a specific time frame when Sebastian went missing, they were looking, and I know this, they were looking for a kid walking in the night. And then they noticed a car pulling up. And they thought, why is there a car in the front of my house at 3:00 in the morning? And that is when the flashlights and all that came about. And so the neighbor sends a part of that clip to her friend. And it was just supposed to be between those two. It was like her best friend. And the friend ended up giving that to Nick Barris. That is how it broke. Remember, law enforcement asked Mr. Nick Barris that, how did you get this? Because law enforcement didn't know. And I told y'all how they got it. That's how Nick Barris got it. And the neighbor told Nick Barris the camera pointed toward the back of Sebastian's house because they know the view of their camera. Of course. Craddock asked Nick Barris where he got that because, listen, obviously, law enforcement knew that they did not want it out, right? Did not want it out. And the neighbor, she shared a part of that video with her BFF, her former BFF, shall we say now. Oh, thank you, B in Florida. I appreciate you. You're welcome, Chronicles. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll be happy to help in any way I can. I'm telling you, it's not hard to find a cat. If you are walking after you get a cat, it will only run more. Yes. But this is the thing. Even the cat is seen on camera the night Sebastian goes missing. The cat. Not Sebastian, but the cat is seen on camera. If a cat is seen on camera, Sebastian or anything else should be seen on camera. It's that simple. Oh my God, Sharon, thank you so There was a party that night in the comment area. Trash, young lovers, flashlight tag, dog walkers, Uber, paperboy. Hold on, you forgot one, Sharon. You forgot one. You forgot the lying in wait. Lying in wait when that was another one. Just crazy. It was a quiet night in the neighborhood, yeah. Yes, and the construction workers. Yes. Yes. It just in a year, we've said it's one thing. A car pulling up and 2 flashlights. That's it. So that's 9 total, 9 excuses for the lights. Yes. And none of them, absolutely none of them are true. Every one of those is a lie. A lie. Not Keebler elves making cookies. Might as well add it. I'm sure that. Yeah. Just insanity that these people continue to say this bullshit. Now, let me show you this. Not T-Rev door dashing. Justin, what time did KK wake up? Well, she woke up right before 6 o'clock, I assume, she says. I mean, in my opinion, just my opinion, I don't believe she slept that night. I don't believe Edgar did either. I don't believe they slept that night. Them scratches on his arms caused by the dogs, Chris P. Are you saying that's what he said, Green Eyes, or is that what you think? He'll say they're orbs next. I'm surprised that has not been mentioned yet. If she ever went to bed. I don't think she ever went to bed. All right, listen to this. Maybe if it'll play. Why the hell's not playing? You motherfucker, you better not time out. I swear. Listen. Oh my God. All right. Does anyone remember? I've got the clip somewhere, but
if
there is a clip. Yeah, that's what he said, Green as. Yeah. There's a clip where Edgar is talking about the camera, and then he's talking about his neighbor's camera, but then he says minus the flashlight video. He's using both in the same sentence, but then he says minus the flashlight, trying to really confuse people. I can't remember where that was. Mohawk, if you remember.
somebody
Listen to this.
had been by the front door, punched in the code, believe it or not, no, it's not super clear, but you would have seen a shadow or a figure.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Based on, something.
Yeah, you would have seen a shadow or a figure, right, Edgar? But why doesn't that apply to when Sebastian allegedly walks out? The code. He just told what locks he has. Yep. Yes. Yep, that one, Mohawk. Yeah. I can't remember that interview. If someone walked up there would have been, you would have seen a shadowy figure. Hey, Lakeside. D. Marie Amy. CP said he told SF to take a break. Let's talk about that.
Would have been visible because one of the lights is still visible from that ring camera from across the street.
Yeah.
That has been, like I said, every video, and I've said this through Facebook, everything in the neighborhood.
Oh, was that it? Okay, that was it on that one. Okay. And if we, damn, where is that? I really need that. I really need. I had it pulled up, but it says expired. I don't like what you're doing, Canva now. I don't like this. Everything, if you don't, and that's bullshit, Canva. That's bullshit. Let me see if it'll do it now. If I do it like this, signature expired. Canva, I'm going to quit working with you. I'm just going to tell you that right now. That's some bullshit. It really is. Let me see if this one. One second. Bear with me, guys. What did y'all think about that thing, Mob Crew? Not Mob Crew. Whatever the Nick guy released last night, that picture. What do y'all think about that? I think that's interesting. When it comes to, like, I don't know what it's for, or but I hope it's for something. That would be good. Hold on. Okay. Oh, let me show you this. I wanted to show you all this as well. Give me 2 seconds. Betty was talking about the drones and stuff earlier. And let me just show y'all this real quick. Watch how good these drones are. They would have certainly found him.
I'm not sure you can hear me. Though St. Francis is rolling along. Pretty angry. That is.
That is not the one. Sorry. 2 seconds. This is the one. Right here. All right. Watch this, guys. Look how good the technology is. Oh, crap. Shit. Oh, my God. Why does everything mess up? Why does it always mess up? All right. Let me show you this one. What an evening. What an evening. When it rains, it pours. Okay. Pretty sure it's this one. I'm not going to touch it this time. Watch this. Look how incredible these are. See that? Way down there. It can literally give a gnat a colonoscopy. It can zoom in that far. And that's the truth. I mean, it really can. It can zoom in that far. Here it is. Here's this one. Now watch this. Or a mosquito, a colonoscopy. Watch this right here. You really watch this. And this is the thing. It doesn't even have to be seen with the naked eye. The technology picks it up. And you can go over so many miles very, very quickly. That's phenomenal. You can literally, I'm not joking you, but it is so good. You could see a field mouse in the grass moving. Hey, Dawson. Good to see you, love. Lakeside. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Sweet of you. Really do appreciate you, my dear. I wanted to show you that real quick. Okay. And, Edgar, we want to talk about Sunday afternoon. Okay? Something you will not talk about. You won't go into any sort of meaningful.
Literally, I think he
Oh,
grew
listen
an
to this.
inch in a month.
Oh my goodness. Did his feet grow too?
2 shoe sizes.
Oh shit.
Holy smokes.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
why
gosh.
that's why in the beginning there was all that talk about the shoes, and it was like, how does she know? Like, how do you know? Like, well, because he literally just outgrew them all, and we were in the process of replacing them.
It's so funny. Goodness gracious. Never laughed so hard in my life. So that's how she knows that there was Jen, right? That's how she knows that there was no other shoes. He grew 2 shoe sizes in a month. That's phenomenal. I mean, wow, right? So there was no, you know, sandals or flip-flops or anything else like that, because KK said she cleared them out.
We started off with, an immediate, a new pair of shoes and, a new pair of boots. And, we didn't buy sandals yet because it hadn't turned warm yet. And so I told him, I said,
Okay.
when the weather gets warm, we'll
Oh,
buy them then.
didn't wasn't there someone who said, and to be fair, it wasn't KK or Edgar that said it, but didn't someone say that he might have had, or he had sandals or slides? The parents told him that they had slides or something like that. Wasn't that put on X somewhere? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I remember seeing that. Thank you, Royal Blue. Slippers. Yes, something like that. Yeah. Well, Edgar.
Hello? Hello? I said don't disturb you, I'm sitting in a room!
There you go, Edgar. There you go. Guarantee you that was you and Cruella, like saying that to your mama.
And because who knows if you're going to grow more in another month. But, I mean, he literally, like, it was like he went to his dad's, and then not even a week later, he's like, Mom, my shoes don't fit. And I was like, but those are new. And he's like, my toes are in the front. And I was like, oh, Lord, get in the car.
Oh, Lord. God, I can't quit laughing. I'm just so funny. Just never laughed so freaking hard in my life. Moving forward. Okay. This was it. Talking about this.
Somebody's refusing to address something that shows suspicion. I have.
Let me hear that
Somebody's
again.
refusing to address something that shows suspicion. I have.
What?
Somebody's refusing to address something that shows suspicion.
Got it. We got it. Okay. That's what I thought you said. That's what I thought you said, Edgar. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, how about Sunday? How about Sunday? You don't even want to say if your phone was on speakerphone that evening. Was she high in the interview? I mean, I don't know. She's constantly like, laughing in a lot of the interviews. Even the first one they did on the news, she's like, oh.
That's kind of tricky because Sebastian hasn't been on his medication in 20 days. So he is rambunctious. He's going to be
Alicia Stout said that too, rambunctious, and someone else did.
hungry.
Chris Watts said rambunctious.
He turns into a bottomless pit.
It's always about food, isn't it? And yet the evening, KK was and Sebastian was at the Texas Roadhouse. They wanted to show that he had ate most of his plate, and that was in 3 minutes of getting it. But then after we called that out, it was we wanted to show what was it? We wanted to that he was eating something that he didn't normally eat. Well, let me tell you something. A kid in general, much less a kid with autism, you put something on their plate that they don't normally eat, they're going to go haywire. No. So that doesn't fit either, in my opinion. We said it to you. What are you talking about, Roller Girl? The parents of the adopted boys said it too, Justin. I forget their names. I don't understand what you mean. Oh, it's an instant meltdown. So it's, it was that he ate so much, which, first of all, did not make sense because you're always talking about how much he likes to eat. Oh, Trezell West. Yeah, the West. Yeah. And Jacqueline. Gotcha. Because you're saying he's, he likes to eat. He's a bottomless pit. Hold on. Is it planned? You mother fricker, you don't time out. Dude. Dude. This is ridiculous, Canva. Ridiculous. I am not liking this. All right. Here we go. Better do this one before it times out.
You just know he's out there somewhere. One other question I have is recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video?
Watch their body language. Tell me this doesn't matter.
There's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet.
That is discussed, and he's trying to brush it off that it's funny as well.
Okay, and that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now,
No,
what
it's
I
not.
can give you an official statement on is
You can.
TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not. I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you
Yeah, it's not a flashlight. He gives us an official statement of Newslink, TBI, FBI, some of this, some of that, a partridge in a pear tree. And this mother chicken says it's nothing, but I can't even tell you where it's shot from because God forbid you know.
as parents, we have seen the video firsthand from law enforcement. We know
Oh, so they did ask you about it, didn't they, Edgar? Oh. Now, question. Is that when you know, when the tough questions started coming and this is just a question. I don't know. Is that when perhaps you may have said, shut the front door? We're getting an attorney. But he says it's a flashlight. What do you mean?
exactly where it was taken from, and nothing that is being assumed right now is actually true about that video, unfortunately.
Look at KK. She looks like one of those hostage videos from like a foreign adversary. Look up, Katie. Look up. She jerked her hands back. They both take a deep breath. Edgar goes, it's ridiculous. All you got to know is you don't even need to know body language, and that tells you. You can see it. I mean, Ray Charles didn't even need his glasses for that one. Come on now. KK. Let's get with thy program, okay? And just remember, he doesn't want to talk about the cameras, doesn't want to talk about the car, doesn't want to talk about the flashlight, and doesn't want to talk about this.
Well,
maybe the frickin' thing will work this evening.
That the Sumner County Sheriff's Office has reiterated that people should be keeping their own personalized searches around their property. The Sheriff's Office also is asking people to check their home surveillance videos, specifically between last Sunday afternoon through Monday morning. And so,
what was that? Let's listen to her again.
last Sunday afternoon between last Sunday afternoon last Sunday afternoon last Sunday afternoon last Sunday afternoon Sunday afternoon 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 through Monday morning. And so keep searching through your video. Again, if you have link or if you have video that is of interest, you can send that directly to Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and we have where you can upload it on our website, newschannel5.com.
And I will say this. Don't judge me for my tiny videos. Don't judge me for my tiny videos. That hurt, Rose. It hurt. Thank you, Kiki, so much. Really do appreciate you, darling. Thank you so much. The snowman video was first spotted in 2017. Kiki, I'm not following you. What do you mean the snowman videos? I'm not following you. No judgment, can't see. Well, you know what? I've been told that before, Terry. I've been told that before. Can't see. But as long as you can hear it, that's all that matters. The snowman video was posted in 2017. I don't understand. What are you talking about? I still don't get it. Still not following you. Justin, you can drive a big truck. Don't talk about my truck, Karen. I know off topic, but went you email about the bags. Okay, got you. Got you, Kiki. Okay. Gotcha. Now I'm following you. Now we're following. Okay. Gotcha. Do you want to build a snowman? Or do you want to play? You leave my pervy truck alone, CT said. But yeah, I will say this till the cows come home and continue saying it because it is so important. Like Edgar himself said, when somebody doesn't want to address something, it leaves suspicion. As you seen in the email with Mr. Carter. And if you don't believe me, email him and ask him if they can tell Edgar or KK or anyone to not say something. Can't do it. I will stand on it. What do they say? 10 toes or 10 fingers or 10 something deep? Thank you, Maurice. Wait until y'all see some bags from the store I searched. And again, oh, thank you, Jacqueline, for the Cash App, my dear. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, my dear. Very sweet of you. Thank you so much, my love. Very, very kind of you. Very, very kind. Appreciate that very much, honey. I'm looking for that, but I don't see it at the moment. Oh, wow. Okay, Sharon, I got your email and the logo. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at something else. But remember, the man who says he was not even close, to Hendersonville, Tennessee. Did I get your text? I may have. I don't know. Oh, I don't got my text pulled up even. That's probably why I didn't see it. Says he cannot tell you where he was, or what he was doing, rather. Can't tell you if his phone was on, if it was on speakerphone when he was talking to KK, allegedly. Can't say none of that. What the hell is going on? Okay, there it is. Oh my God, is Marlene in here? Um, um, hold on. Sorry. So he can't tell you anything about it. And yet we know where everyone else was, what they were doing, what time they were at places, all of that. Except for one person. One person. And if that doesn't set alarm bells off, let me tell you something. If I didn't know where Seth was when all of this was going down, where before this was going down, I would be asking him. And if Seth told me he couldn't tell me where he was the day his son was missing a few hours later, whoo, I would not be very confident in Seth. I don't know about you. I call the narcissist psychopath. Yeah. All of that. Dawson, I'm out. I'm having withdrawals. What do you mean, Ginger? It's plain to see that Seth is devastated and heartbroken. Yeah, he really is. He really, really is. Now, listen to this. Listen to one of the searchers who was there searching for Sebastian himself, the best of the best.
The circumference now is over 10 miles from the point last seen.
Right.
But in this case, we don't know if it's foul play. Then you have to go back to who's seen him last. What was
Well, we do know it's foul play now, and we do know who's seen him last.
the circumstances and how much time did that individual have? So there's a lot of factors, and then you have to ask yourself, did this kid have leather on his feet? I mean, because I just don't see a kid, a child, going out and walking a country road or going through the woods barefooted. It was hard enough for us to go through with the clothing and boots that we had on. I cannot imagine somebody that didn't have the right clothing and definitely the shoes on his feet. So I take that into a lot of consideration as far as on how far, if he did, how far in could somebody get?
Yeah, and they're searchers, and remember, they said it was hard for them to go through, the woods with them with them. So if that is the case, then why was Edgar, when he was searching, I mean, they weren't in anything of any gear on, right? So were they really searching? Were they really searching? I think it was a photo op, and myself personally, not a child with autism who does not like to be dirty. Yeah. Not a chance. Not a chance. In fact, the only thing, in my opinion, that we have, other than the way the parents are behaving, their stories doesn't make sense, is that he was taken out of that house because of the car, the flashlights, what we see with our own eyes, and what the neighbors have seen with their own cameras. And we know it's a criminal investigation, 100%. I won't say we don't know it's criminal. No, we know it is criminal. I won't say allegedly on that because I got an email from the detective. So there's that. Now, people will say, oh, well, it is a crime because you can't run away when you're a child. They won't say it like that. They will never say, oh, yeah, this is a criminal case because the child ran away. Have you ever heard of a case where they say this is a criminal investigation because a child ran away on their own? There's a lot of things that are crimes. There's stupid laws out there that all of our states have from the 1800s or whenever. And they're not enforced. That's baloney if you believe that. That is hot air. That is bullshit. They're getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, he didn't leave the house on foot. He did not leave the house on foot. And as Edgar guards his castle, as everyone should. Why isn't he worried about that car and people running in his yard at 3:00 in the morning? They're not taking out trash. In fact, Edgar, I would just so bet you that the cameras there on Kellen actually show the neighbors' trash, all of them already taken out the night before. Set, all lined perfectly up Kellen. And remember, you said that publicly, which means if you are ever named a suspect publicly, or if there ever is any sort of charges, not saying that there is or that you're guilty or anything like that, but I'm just saying if there ever is any sort of charges, that can and probably will be used against you if law enforcement says you are a suspect, which they have not said that. I want to be very clear about that. Because you voluntarily said that out into the ether. So all they have to do is look at those cameras to see if anyone was really taking out their trash. And if that neighbor really did come forward. They haven't. But they'll do that. They'll also show that all of those trash cans were put out the night before. It also shows KP driving on the street with her window closed the day Sebastian went missing. She was not crawling that vehicle. Yeah. Who keeps their windows rolled up while they're searching for anybody? Crazy, huh? Guys, I had more to show you, but they timed out Canva thingy. So we'll do it tomorrow. That's my show. Thank you all so much for joining me. Talk down reward. Why? Wrong. That as well, Mag. Yes. Thank you for 9 months, my dear. Really do appreciate you very much. Why would you talk down a reward, even if you did not believe that there was a reward of 400 or 300 or whatever the hell the reward is now? Why would you talk that down? You want you want people to come forward, and that is a big incentive. Why? CPS case, and now the victim is missing. Crispy, we know you're watching. And Green Eyes, you know this. You know this. What is one of these factors that is almost always happens in these cases when a child goes missing under suspicious circumstances? That is CPS, DHS, multiple cases in multiple states usually. I would brag about the reward far and wide. I wouldn't care if it was legit or not. I would want my child back. Yes. And let me just tell you something. Let's just say something. Let's say someone comes forward and tells us what happened to Sebastian and leads us to Sebastian, finding him, or those responsible. They would get the reward. Now, let's say they didn't have the money. Well, guess what? They would be in trouble. And guess what? You should be. If you say that there's a reward and you don't honor that, well, that's a problem. That's just the truth. But regardless, Edgar and KK should be pushing the hell out of that reward. Yeah, Julie, me too. Yep, Sasha. I agree. Guys, thank you so very much. Really do appreciate you. That is huge reward, both in cash and in heaven. Beautifully said, Lakeside. Beautifully said, as always. You do. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have 2 lives tomorrow. I may go live on Remy's channel later tonight. We'll see. I might go live straight from my bedroom. You're welcome. With my monkey. Okay.
Monkey banana, mina liputana, monkey banana.
All right, guys. So, ooh, Dawson just melted. How you doing, girl? How you doing? Oh my God. All right, guys. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you so much. Even the FBI reward says up to 50,000. That is true. Up to 50,000. There is stipulations when it comes to rewards. That is true. You have 3 cats. Aw. I have 3 kitties, 1 puggy, 5 chickens, and a monkey. And I've been dropping some shorts in Remy's channel. And this weekend, I start working on her room. So we're going to have some lives coming to you soon. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff from Remy's channel this spring and summer. Get it good, girl. Okay? How you doing? Love you all. Appreciate you. My pearls are amazing. Thank you, mods, members, people who helped with the goal. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you for being in chat. Thank you all for your support. Good night, everyone, and God bless.